Welcome to the TRL Footy Show, brought to you by the Criterion Hotel Dalby, Gail Walker Swim School in Highfields, and Power FM, live and free from the Toowoomba Sports Club on Power TV Australia. And now, here's your host from the Obie and Cookie Call on Power FM, Andrew O'Brien, aka Obie.
Yeah, well, thanks, Robbo, and welcome. And first of all, I'd like to welcome our panellist here, the Valley's coach, Brett Seymour. How are you, mate?
Good, Obie. Yeah,
it's good.
Thanks for having us.
And it's nice to have two former NRL players on the actual table here. Mark Tukey.
How are you, Obie? How are you, mate?
Oh, I can speak slowly. Now, look, first of all, I'd like to thank Reeds and all the boys last week while I was up north, so I thank you very, very, very much. Let's get stuck into it now, boys. It was the first show since the State of Origin. What was your take on it, Tooks?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good game. It was exciting, had a bit of everything in it. I think New South Wales were the better side, and the score probably reflects the game accordingly. But yeah, that's interesting, the third game, what Queensland do.
I was thinking about you through the week, mate, and if my halfback kicked on the third tackle with 3 minutes to go, mate, what would you do?
Yeah, I think it was maybe 8 minutes, but it was definitely a brain explosion. JT pretty much said it. That was the game lost there, pretty much with that kick, I think.
Any changes for Queensland, mate?
I don't know. I think they'll stick Law now and maybe Blood Ponga fresh,
yeah.
and bring someone else in with him.
Well, there's no sense of putting new blood in because they've got new blood, haven't they?
Yeah,
because all the boys aren't there.
Too new.
Yeah, okay, well, let's talk TRL. The Mustangs had the week off last week and they play North Devils this weekend. We wish them all the best. And the Phillies, what's going on there, Brett? We got a couple of zeros at the end of our girls. 56-0, they got done by East Tigers. Division 2, 36-0 against South Logans, mate.
They got some work to do in attack, obviously, looking at that. But in saying that, they're playing against some quality teams. So
and they are.
I know South have got what's her name,
Steph Hancock, yeah. And East Tigers have got Ali Brigginshaw, of course.
Yeah,
but
right.
I know she's at Ipswich Brothers, but they got a heap there as well. And look, it's the week in grind. So come on, girls, get into it, and hopefully you can go better against West Panthers in Division 1 and Caboolture in Division 2. And we're going to go straight to a break and have a look at this little video from a young kids that Nev Cherry did at Brothers Juniors on Saturday. This is the TRL Footy Show.
After the break, we'll review the matches from round 12 of the TRL. This is the Toowoomba Rugby League Footy Show, brought to you by the Criterion Hotel Dalby, Gail Walker Swim School and Power FM, live and free on Power TV.
Nev Cherry reporting to the Toowoomba Rugby League, and we're out here at a beautiful Glenholme Park. It's the best I've seen it this year. Usually you turn up out here and it's freezing, and we have a couple little fellas, one for the Roosters and one for the Leprechauns. What's your name?
My name is Jeffrey Hinch.
How'd you go today, Jeffrey?
Quite good, but we still lost, but they'll do.
Mate, and what's your name?
Jack Troy.
Mate, why do you play footy, Jack?
Because I love it and I want to play it when I'm older.
Mate, good stuff. How did you go today? Did you
Yeah, we
couple
had
big
a win.
tackles? Did you have a win? Yep.
Yeah.
Mate, but winning's not everything, is it? It's more important
No.
that you get out and play with your mates and enjoy yourself. Who played good for you?
Probably Jalen.
Yep.
He was pretty good, and Ashton.
Mate, good stuff. Who's going to win the State of Origin on
New
tomorrow
South
night?
Wales.
What? No, we'll come over here to Jeffrey. Jeffrey, who are you going to go for in the State of Origin?
Queensland.
Mate, champion. Who played good for you today, Jeff?
Probably my friend Joel and George.
Mate, good stuff. Do you have any relatives playing, Jeff? Your last name's Hinch. There's a few Hinches that have played rugby league over the years.
Yeah, I got a cousin named Alex. He played for South, and I got an uncle playing for Valleys, and I got an uncle playing for Brothers.
Mate, good stuff. Why do you play rugby league?
It's my dream. I love it so much. Play it when I'm older too.
Mate, well done. Well done, fellas. I watched you out there today. He's had an absolute blind to the parents and your teammates. He's all done really well. Cheers.
Thanks for joining us for the TRL Footy Show from the Toowoomba Sports Club. Let's get back to Obi and the panel.
And weren't those kids just cute? They really, really were. Let's get stuck into round 12. And first of all, Oki against Brothers. I think it was 27-20, but it said 29-20, but who cares? Brothers scored 5 unconverted tries. And I thought I'd tell you a bit this week that the three we give 3, 2 and 1 the Obi and Cookie Call team, and also that goes towards the Webkey Prize medalist. Now, not only does our team, the Obi and Cookie Call, give the 3, 2, 1, but the coaches give 3, 2, 1 as well. And in that particular game, Aaron Cherry got 3, Sam Beatros played very well, and also Emmanuel Hip Charay, he got 1 point as well, because we thought we'd give him the 1 point because he did a field goal. It's 18-8, 2 minutes to go. You got to overlap like about 3 men, Tooks, and he kicks a field goal. Comprendo?
No, I can't comprehendo, but that's Fiji for you. Yeah, he's got that in him.
I think
we're still working with him.
Well, I think, mate, he was level on the TRL field goal ladder on 1, and he got 2, so he was there. But look, I thought it was an okay game. A lot more about Oki because they've got a big game against these guys next week, and I'll bring that up. In reserve grade, a great game there, 25-24 Oki over Brothers, and then under 18, 12 all. So it was pretty close all day with second division Oki winning 36 points to 16. And in under 18, we went over to Nanango on Saturday, myself and Nev Cherry. And look, I'd like to say on behalf of the Toowoomba Rugby League, thanks so much for all those guys over at Nanango. We had an absolute ball. Gatton were equal top on the ladder. They led 6-4 at half time. Wow. South Burnett ended up winning 26 points to 6, and it was pretty good. Look, one thing they did say to us to remember, there's other football outside Toowoomba and Brisbane, isn't there, Brett?
Yeah, we've actually just signed a forward from Nanango, a young fella.
Drew Jackson?
Yeah, he's been a handy pickup.
He has been, mate, yeah.
So, they got some talent.
He was over there, mate, and we had an interview with him. You would have listened to the radio show as well. And he was going really, really well. But look, do you know anything about South Burnett area over there, Toots?
Not too much at all. But Gatton, were they that bad? They're coming off a bit of a flogging from South in the Madison. So maybe there was a bit of a hangover there. I'm not sure, but
it's hard to say, mate. Like the under 18 competition is really interesting this year because they're getting a lot of social media attention there as well. And Gatton, they were really good the first half. They just didn't come out to play. And South Burnett put 2 or 3 tries on in the second half. And that under 18 finals is going to be an absolute ripper. So we went out on Sunday to Dalby to see how the season was going to go for the last year's grand finals, Pittsworth. And I must admit, they weren't too good. Their kicking game was poor. And the one thing we said to Nev Cherry on the sideline, mate, can you go out and tell James Dempsey, don't kick it to Ambia? So what happened? Kicked it to Ambia, okay? Corey Blades and Ambia were absolutely fantastic in their 34-20 win. Bladesy got the Hutchie's player of the round. Nick Snitcherling, he was very good for Pittsworth. And Danny Wassell, Danny Wassell, guys, he can really do some game-turning plays in matches, can't he, Tooks?
Yeah, I don't know much about Danny Wassell, but that was a grand final replay from last year, is it?
Yeah.
Yep. So,
yep.
Pretty much the same result as well, I believe. So,
we got some good hookers, haven't we, Brett? And Danny can turn a game, can't he?
Yeah, I know that firsthand. He was the difference last year in our semi. Steered him around really well, and we only played him a few weeks ago, and he looked like he broke his leg. So he's a tough critter, you know.
Anyway, look, reserve grade, close game there, 30 points to 18. The Danes with the chocolates there. Under 18, the game of the day. Pittsworth were in front, 24-18, 3 minutes to... Sorry, Dalby were in front, 24-18 with 3 minutes to go. Pittsburgh scored 24-all, and we get down to 2 seconds. Travis Babington, he's 30 metres out, puts it on the boot, puts a field goal, and over she went. It was absolutely fantastic. The closest game of the year. Second Division, Dalby 22, Pittsburgh 6, and then Valleys and South. You did a number on them, 50 points to 16, Brett?
Yeah, we...
Did you rest many, mate?
We did. We rested a few, and we didn't play very well at all. So I was hoping it's just a once off, but we'll have to come with a better attitude and mindset, definitely going to Oakey, because it's going to be tougher.
You don't have to.
But
Oh, we will.
for a bloke who's just won the Mats and Rasmussen at the game of the year and, done that sort of stuff, you're an angry man.
Yes. Yeah, I wasn't happy after that weekend, and then the boys know that. So, yeah, we got a little bit to work on.
Dylan Chown got the 3 points, 4 tries. Damien Mills at 5'8" for South always puts in a good game. And Liam Capewell is just starting to find some good form this year, mate, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's a big thing, and he takes some stopping. So we need him doing his best for us to play well.
Reserve grade Valleys 52-10 over South, and the Mats and Rasmussen title holders in under 18 South. In probably what was a really looked forward to game. They did the number on Valleys under 18, 36-18. So then one of the great games also on Sunday, Warwick, probably a minor upset more than anything, 24 points to 20 out of Cools Road. And Warwick led about 22 to 14 or something like that, I believe. And they had the game, I believe, in control a lot, and Highfield scored right at the end. But look, Warwick sort of put their hand up, didn't they, Tooks?
Absolutely, yeah. They're bubbling just on that edge, and on the edge of the 5 there, and every game that they're playing now is, very, very important going into the semis. So to take a scalp like Highfields is a big one.
Yeah, look, interesting there, Brett, because you guys, you've played both sides, haven't you? And look, you're watching from 2 games up on the rest of them, and a good tough footy, mate. And you got your wish, mate, to bash each other.
Yeah, I heard it was a very physical game. I know Warwick picked up David McGrady. I've seen him play a close hand last year. He's a quality player, and then once he gets a few games under his belt, he'll add a whole heap to Warwick. And Highfields, they just compete in everything. So
yeah, and then David McGrady, did you see on the news where he did that backflip?
No.
It was amazing, yeah. No. I can do that, Grady, but I put a pike in mine, David, so well done to you, mate. We want to see that on the weekend when we were out there at Warwick. The 3 points for Jared Bradfield, apparently his best game of the season, just defence from Jared. And then the 2 points, Jared Lee apparently tried everything out of his magic bag of tricks. For the Highfields, and Mickey Bloomfield, well, say no more. In reserve grade, 48-4 Highfields over Warwick. That concerns me, a bit of depth at Warwick never goes astray, so they put the numbers on there. And then under 18s, ouch, 56-0 over Warwick. And then Waddles out at Gundawindi, they were smarting from the Mats and Rasmussen loss, and they led fairly well, and they won 46 points to 32 after Gundawindi scored the last 3 tries. It's always difficult out there, as you know, Tooks.
Yeah, and coaches don't like to see that. I didn't know that they scored the last. I thought that would have been a disappointing defensive effort from the Waddles, but to say that they took their foot off the pedal, although coaches don't want to see it, if you put those hard yards in, they get a chance to get a couple of their good players out of the fray and give them a bit of a rest at the back end of the game as well. So.
Yeah, well, I actually spoke to Travis Burns about the game after it, and he subbed himself off, and by the time he got from the field to the bench, he said they'd scored 3 tries. Well, that's right, Travis, you're not that good, you idiot. Okay, and then the 3 points went to Jackson Green. He is playing so well at the present time. Ronnie David's caught form the last couple of games, and Nick Vanderpool, he's out of the Waddle side this week because he's got that under 20 rep game in Gladstone, which they leave tomorrow. Reserve grade, Gundawindi 32-16, and then an important win for the under-18s, Gundawindi winning 19 points to 0. So Before we go to the break, let's have a look at an interview with Nick Schnitzelin after that Dalby-Pittsworth match at Dalby Leagues Club. This is the TRL Footy Show.
Up next, we'll take a look at the points table and preview round 13 for this weekend. This is the TRL Footy Show, brought to you by the Criterion Hotel Dalby, Gail Walker Swim School in Highfields and Power FM.
Terry Cook here for the Obie and Cookie Call, here with stalwart Nick Snitchling for the Pittsworth Danes. Disappointing here at the Dalby Leagues Club today, mate?
Yeah, pretty disappointed, mate. Like, we were in the game and fought hard, but just simple errors and in our own half and back-to-back sets really hurt us. Kind of like not completing was our biggest thing today.
Yeah, you should work yourself back into it, the contest as a team, and then all of a sudden you should do a couple of silly things, or the around the ruck and passing just wasn't your day. You sort of, I don't know, as Bracky said, you just couldn't put a finger on it.
No, that's it, mate. Like, just back-to-back sets on our line, and then we'd force the error, and then we'd have the ball back, and then first tackle, second tackle, in the play of the ball, we drop the ball again, and then we're back on defence again. And that, just working with defence on your line all day is just tough. So any team that can keep a side like Dalby out's doing pretty well, I think. So
yeah, your defence was really, really strong, but as back-to-back sets and that really cost you in the end, and you just couldn't hold them out. And I thought your forward pack stood up, but they just, as back-to-back penalties and back-to-back mistakes really cost you today, Nick.
Yeah, that's it. Like, Dalby are really good at finding their fronts, and that was our biggest thing, was trying to slow that play the ball down, because a bit bigger side than us. Like, we've always struggled against teams with being a bit smaller, and they were just getting a roll on with us, and then their backs were just completing, which helped them. They
were telling me you put in a great performance this afternoon, because a friend of yours is here. Do you want to send a cheerio out to her? Yeah, a few friends come out here. A couple of mates are up here from down south, and so I just thought I'd put in the hard yards for them today. You want to send a cheerio out to anyone? Cheerio, Jess. Good on you, mate. Thanks for your time here today, mate, and good luck for the rest of the season. Cookie, thanks, mate. Cheers, mate.
Councillors, I'll declare the meeting open. Thank you very much for your attendance. Welcome to our staff.
Hi, this is Mick Jagger on
Classic Vinyl. This is Debbie Harrow from Blondie.
This is Jimmy Barnes here.
Stevie Nicks from Fleetwood Mac.
This is Reverend Willie G from ZZ Top.
The best tracks from the greatest albums of our generation.
That's right.
From your breakfast and coffee to your drive home.
We've got the classic hits that make your workday,
when you got a job to do, go by a lot faster.
Hey, if we haven't said it lately, thanks for listening. The home of classic rock.
Don't touch the dial.
PowerFMradio.com.au.
Whether you're a professional musician, a weekend warrior, or just starting out, you need to talk to the experts at Royce Music. With over 35 years experience, Royce, Toowoomba's oldest music store, specialise in guitars, drums and sound equipment, and can even repair and maintain your equipment. Call them today on 46 327 377, drop into their showroom at 17 Bowen Street, or find them on Facebook. Royce Music, selling Toowoomba's finest musical instruments.
Hi, I'm Neil from CGD Group, and we do printing with imagination. Our products and imaging have that wow factor. Whether it be business cards, flyers, the Coffee Gazette, or our brand new A5 video folders and animation. Have your business branding remembered. Call us today on 4639 5553. CGD Group, printing with imagination.
on Power TV Australia, we take a frank look at computers, the internet and social media with a team of experts from around the world with Switched On IT. Learn what makes the internet tick and how to keep your kids safe online. Discover a whole new world of entertainment at www.powertvaustralia.com or download the app from the Google Play Store.
Welcome back to the TRL Footy Show from the Toowoomba Sports Club, live and free on Power TV Australia. Now it's back to Obi and the panel for the latest points table and our preview of round 13 matches.
Yep, Nick Snisseline, a great player for Pittsworth. And let's get on to the points table. And look, what a bunch points table. It's starting to take shape. It's been about the same the last few weeks. Valleys and Waddles are 20 each, with Valleys on top on 4 and against, in a couple of games break to a very important third position, Warwick and Dalby, who are playing this weekend. We'll speak about that later. Highfields on that 5th position, looking vulnerable on 14, Gatton 10, Oakey 10. Their game this weekend for sure. Pittsworth 8, Gundawindi 4, Brothers 2 and South yet to open their account. In reserve grade, have a look at this. 4 points with the whole, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even like anyone can win reserve grade. Highfields in front, 17 there, the Mats and Rasmussen finals, and congratulate them. They're first of the year, you beauty. Gatton, Pittsworth and Valleys are on 16. Waddles on 14, Dalby 13, Gundawindi 11, Warwick can still make the 5, you would think, on 9, Oakey 4, South Full, Brothers yet to open their account. And also look at the under 18s, the top, 5. There's 3 points between them. And South on 20, Highfields on 19, Dalby 19, Gatton went from equal first to, 4th, and then South Bernard are 17, then there's a 5-point gap to Valleys. So got to get the act to get Valleys. Pittsworth 10, Gundawindi 8, as is Warwick, Waddles 6, Brothers 4, Oakey 3, second division. Excuse me. There we go. 2 points the first 4, which is Gatton, Dalby on 14, Pittsworth 13, Stanthorpe 12. Good on you, Gremlins. And then Warwick 8, Oakey 8, Valleys 5, Brothers 2 and South yet to open their account. You know why? Because they're not playing in the second division anymore. That's why that's very, very good. So let's look at the preview for this Saturday, the end of the financial year. At Carl Park, Saturday night. We are broadcasting this on the OBN Cookie Gore on Power FM special events. This should be a cracker. Gatton versus Waddles. We go to air at 5:30 p.m. and then the main game at 6:30. Is this Gatton season here, Mark?
Yeah, I think they're in the same boat as Oakey. Every game's very important now, and Waddles will be looking to bounce back as well after losing in the Mats and Rasmussen.
Say that 3 times really fast too.
Again, they went out to Gundy and let their guard down a little bit with their defence. So definitely they'll be looking to bounce back for that.
Yeah, well, Gatton, if they're going to win this game, Brett, it's going to be here because they've got Vanderpool out, they've got Richardson out. Willow Grady is out. All right, so we're going to see how they go. Whereas Gatton have only got the young winger, young Jennings, out. And they've got a full complement, especially when you've got Burgoyne and Morris and Francis Hahn. If they're going to beat them this weekend's it, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, big Sampson's got a few games on his belt also. So I think Gatton, if Lippy directs them and plays well, I think they're a chance. It'll be a close one. I wouldn't know. I'd probably sit on the fence there.
No, you can't, mate. You've got to make things, and I'll tell it for you, mate. You're going for Gatton because you want them to do a number on Waddle senior level.
Yeah, because I know you're from Gatton, I'll go for them. Right?
Yeah, that's right. Thanks very much, Brett. Now sit there and shut up, okay? Now, Pittsworth, Highfields. Now, Highfields be smarting from their loss, wouldn't they, Brett? And if they go out there against Pittsworth's got nothing to lose now. They've been decimated by injuries, and similar with Highfields. So you'd think that if Highfields are going to be a chance in this comp, they've got to bounce back this weekend.
Yeah, they'll be smart, and Gus will have them prepped up for that. But yeah, you don't know what you're going to get from Pittsworth at the moment. So
yeah,
a tough one.
You're right, mate, because Highfields did a number on them in the first round. They won by about 30. So Look, Pittsworth have been the disappointment of the year, haven't they, Mark?
Oh, I thought they were pretty strong against us as well, but yeah, they've definitely underachieved on what they did last year. So they're in the same bracket as us. They need to keep winning and back end this season.
Yeah, they kick off at 6:30, and then these two guys, Oakey versus Valleys. This should be a ripper of a match. Sunday afternoon at Trevor Mickaburrell Oval at Oakey. Oakey versus Valleys. First of all, let me start with you, Brett. Who have you got out with those rep sides this weekend?
Buller Ashby and Malik Brown are both going away. So they've been in and out of my team the last few weeks. And Zach Miles, he was booked in with the 18s, but I'm unsure if he's going due to some family commitments. So he might turn out for us. We're not too sure just yet.
What I've been happy with you guys, you've really... your depth has, when they have come from the reserve grade, and let's face it, mate, you've probably, the 70 in a squad, you've probably used a good mid-20s, even 30 players for A grade this year, haven't you?
Yeah, I'll be closer to 30 than 20.
Yep.
I've got Callum Hart, looks like a suspected torn hamstring.
Oh, yeah, you told me that. Is he definitely out?
Yeah, he'll be out till finals at best. So
that's a loss.
It's a loss, and Bowring's a question mark also this week, so we'll be into the reserve tank.
Okay, who are you going to bring up as centre, mate, to replace Hart?
Matt Hawkins will play centre, and I'll find a winger. And for the hooker, we're still unsure, so I don't want to let Tooks know that just yet.
What I was going to say about Brett is that now we're getting into the real serious time of the year. Do you find that you've got to change your... how should I put a habit of your key players, McGrady and Chown, so that you're not telegraphing where they always go?
Yeah. Teams obviously start switching on to your plays and your shapes, but if you execute your plays correct, you usually that's the best way of breaking teams down.
And I think the story of Valleys this year has been Buchanan and Rogers. I think Rogers certainly playing out of his skin compared to last year, and Buchanan is just a breath of fresh air, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Roger he's like a fine wine. He's getting better and better. And Buchanan, I hadn't seen much of him. I just heard about him when I first arrived, and he won't be playing this week. So
he's out as well.
2 weeks won't have to worry about him.
So maybe will you bring some under-16s up?
Yeah, you can play, mate, if you bring your boots along.
Oh, I can, mate, but I take up the whole front row. Thanks very much, Seymour. All right, now over to Oakey, mate. I wrote this week. I was pretty vicious, mate, because when I went to Brothers looked like a side that was training, and Oakey looked like a side that hadn't been training. And I've got a question, Oakey, and don't hit me here, Tooks, but I don't seem to think that the players respect the plan, mate. You know, like they were 12-0 in front last week, and just they were satisfied with that. You can't do that against his guys.
Yeah, mate, we're playing like a team of 13 individuals at the moment, to tell you the truth. We're not gelling and coming together and working for each other, and like you said, sticking to a plan. Everyone's kind of got their own little agenda. So your assumption on where we're at is pretty much on the money. But and in saying that, we're doing it individually and doing it the hard way, and we're still getting the wins. So I'm trying to change the mentality there a little bit and get everyone going in the same direction. And we're a scary team if we can do that. We haven't even done it once this year. Maybe against Brothers in the first round, and maybe against Gatton. I think we kind of did a little bit, but really we're a team. We're a team of individuals at the moment. It's unfortunate that we've only got kind of 5 or 6 games left, but again, like I've always said, we're building to bigger and better things, and once everyone is on the same page, we could be a force to be reckoned with. It's just trying to break down those old habits, and training becomes a habit and all that type of stuff as well.
And look, I will say that with you guys, here we are talking about Oakey having a little bit of a chance to beat Valleys. 12 months ago, well, no way, but isn't it great just to be in the mix?
Oh, absolutely. And, and to be fair, the Joshy Stantons and the Aaron Cherries and even Brendan Dolan there at the club, they've kept the club alive. They've been through all the hard times, and I'm just hoping that they can keep their chin up and be there for the good times because they're not too far away.
Anyway, if first round is anything to go by, mate, it was a nice tough one, wasn't it, Brett, against the Bears?
Yeah.
You know, so
That was not.
It was
60 to 10.
No, it wasn't. It was less than that, mate, I thought, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. I know the score.
Oh, well. Okay, well, maybe last time I was wrong was 2004. Anyway, South played Brothers at Glenholme Park, and this is for the Brett Johnson Memorial Trophy. It's a very special moment. I think it's about the third year that they've had it. Pat Johnson's strapper for Brothers, and Cheryl Johnson, Pat's wife, obviously Brett's mother, and she's a stalwart of Tigers. What a special day that's going to be. They kick off at 2:30. And then our match of the round. The winner of this is going to be outright third, Warwick versus Dalby. This is going to be a cracker. Warwick have got Mitch Watson out. They've got a few others out there as well. And Mitch Watson, Harry Sullivan, right, and I forget some others there as well. But Dalby, they are just slowly going along pretty well, and this could be a great game. It's going to be a great game, mate.
Yeah, I think Dalby, they're proven, and Warwick are trying to. I heard Phil mention that they're just trying to focus on finishing well. So I'd probably lean to Dalby in that one, just for the fact they've been there and done it, and they play well in the big games. So. Yeah, this should be a hard one.
Such an important game because whoever the loser is potentially level with Highfields, who are favourites to win that Pittsworth game. But Warwick Dalby doesn't get any better than that, mate. The way they're going at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you just worry about the factor of the game last week that Warwick played in. Was it Highfields?
Yeah.
Or it was a bashathon. So hopefully they can bounce back and put a good performance in against the premiers from last year.
Yeah, just a reminder, all the under-18s teams have byes this week because of the representative round in Gladstone. And of course, Gundawindi have a bye for their whole club. So we'll take a break. This is the TRL Footy Show.
Coming up after the break, it's back. It's Obi's Rant. This is the TRL Footy Show, brought to you by the Criterion Hotel Dalby, Gar Walker Swim School, and Power FM, live and free on Power TV Australia.
Break out the popcorn, sweets and drinks. It's Sunday night at the movies. Latest release movies brought to you exclusively by US filmmakers including Lima Films. Sunday night at the movies, so join us every Sunday night at 7 p.m. right here on Power TV Australia.
Hi, this is Mick Jagger on
Classic Vinyl. This is Debbie Arrow from Blondie.
This is Jimmy Barnes here.
Stevie Nicks from Fleetwood Mac.
This is Reppin' Willie G from ZZ Top.
The best tracks from the greatest albums of our generation.
That's right.
From your breakfast and coffee to your drive home.
We've got the classic hits that make your workday.
When you got a job to do, go by a lot faster.
Hey, if we haven't said it lately, thanks for listening. The home of classic rock.
Don't touch the dial.
PowerFMradio.com.au. Playing indoor netball, cricket, soccer, dodgeball and volleyball is a great way to keep fit and catch up with friends, and the place to go and play any or all of these sports is Action Indoor Sports. There are competitions for juniors and adults of all levels of ability, from beginners to the most experienced. Action Indoor Sports is home to Inflatable World, an inflatable theme park for all ages, and new and coming soon, indoor softball. Go and see for yourself. Action Indoor Sports is located at 31 Spencer Street, Toowoomba. Check out the website toowoombaindoorsports.com or phone 4635 9999.
Well, welcome along to My Music. I'm Jeff Black. Let me tell you about the T-Bird Diner. Well, just over here, we've got a Ford custom line that's crashed through the wall. Next episode on My Music on Power TV Australia. I'll see you then.
Thanks for joining us on the TRL Footy Show. And now it's time for Obi's Rant.
Well, my rant this week, because I was away last week, is my 2 cents on the Clive Burkoffer Stadium, or the Toowoomba Sports Ground as it's known now. We've seen a lot of talk about the stadium over the last couple of weeks. It's a sad place to be. It's not just about financial arrangements here. It's about the relationship and having a partnership that's going to start and be there for the long term. So it's really imperative as well. A lot of people on Facebook also said, why are we having a Brothers, given that other grounds are in better condition? Well, they probably are. Unfortunately, the board has decided that the epicentre is Toowoomba, right? It's not saying that we won't change it down the track there as well, but the population's here as well. And look, this sort of come about the board over the last few months. Look, I do vote for having these finals and so forth at outside non-Toowoomba stuff, because it's all about this stuff, you see. The TRL makes a profit over the final stuff, okay? And I'm sure those outside clubs, right, would pay those monies. And let's face it, right, Valleys are a fantastic venue there as well. But look at the other ones. Dalby have got 2 fields. Pittsworth have got 2 fields, Warwick have got 2 fields, Gundawindi have got 2 fields, right? Not to mention others like Gatton, etc. You see, so I think we can be a mini NRL and put in for that, you know. But as for the stadium, you guys are at the coalface, boys. What are the players and yourself saying at the club?
Mate, it's been a bit of a point of discussion at our place actually. I'm not sure with the logistics of why it's not at the. Clive Burkoffer is known as the epicentre for finals footy, and everyone I think looks forward to and cherishes that time down there. So it's very unfortunate, but in saying that, I thought you could have a home and away. The one gets the home ground advantage, and the 4 has to come and visit there all the way up to the grand final, with the gate going to the TRL. So you're still getting the if you finish 1, you've got the home game. If you finish 2 or 3, you know, it does matter. All the way to the grand final, it's obviously got to be at a neutral ground and played on fair terms. So. And
I think that was attractive because of Brothers. But then again, you've got to look at the Mats and Rasmussen. It really didn't worry Waddles that you guys will have home advantage, you know, really. So I think that myth goes out the door. It is nice to have it at the one venue for the whole week, and there's a lot of volunteers for TRL, so that's probably swayed them, because the volunteers, we just want it here. Look, I do hope one day that we do have that home advantage for that 2nd and 5th as well, because our stakeholders are the clubs, and we've got to listen to the majority, haven't we, Toots?
Yeah, absolutely. And
and by the way, Oakey's got 2 fields as well, haven't they, mate?
Yeah, we've got 2 fields, but I'd like to see, is the grand final played at Clive Burkoffer every year?
Yeah, it has been for years, mate. That's like the 20s.
Even the players from around here, you know, that's the pinnacle where you want to play on the big stage. And but yeah, I don't see why you can't have any semi-finals at, you know, 1 and the 2 highest qualifiers. I think that makes sense. They do it in the NRL, and there's not too much of a difference between having it one venue or two venues, other than, like you said, the volunteers are a bit stretched, but the home club will normally have their own volunteers as well. So.
Yeah, but I will say that I'm on the board, and we have spoken about it at length for 2 to 3 years, the Clyde Berghofer Stadium situation and the playing away at the home and so forth.
The field's in great nick down there. It's very unfortunate that can't go ahead, but I hope just for the facilities and the ground at Brothers will be able to hold up with the wear and tear, because it's a hard time of year to grow the grass and keep it green.
Well, at least they've got plenty of notice, and I spoke to the boys at Brothers on the weekend. I was there watching the Oakey game, and look, they'll know, and we'll have it spick and span. They've got a good band of players there. So other topics, I want to talk and see if we can get the graphic up of the Player of the Year ladder. Can we get that up, please, Mr. Magoo? We'll see how we go.
Dempsey's streaking ahead at the moment.
Dempsey's in front there, Chown's up there. You can probably see it on the screen. We actually can't there as well. What my point was going to be, Hayes there and Wardrop and so forth. One thing that has worked out is that the cream drives rises to the top, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's easier for someone like a Dylan Hayer to rise to the top in a team that's going just so well. For someone like Chowney to be up the top as well in a good team just goes to show how good he is. Obviously there's lots of players doing well for Valleys and even for Highfields and things like that. So for Chowney to stand out is obviously a class player.
Yeah, well, Dingo Dempsey's up there at the present time. Sam Beatros from Brothers is there as well. So
I think Dempsey's got 3 points on the rest at the moment, but on the chasing group, but he's gonna. You want to hope to win a few more games on the run in to seal that, but there'll be a few chasing him.
Yeah, but it is nice to see the actual ladder this year, Brett.
Yeah, it is good. It shows the players, and the ones underneath are certainly looking up and wanting to play well to get that trophy.
All right, that's it for this week's Footy Show. Thanks a lot, Brett, for coming.
Cheers, mate.
All right, and thanks very much, Tooks, as always. This is the Toowoomba Footy Show. We'll see you next week at the Toowoomba Sports Club.
This has been the TRL Footy Show. Thanks to our major sponsors, the Criterion Hotel Dalby, Gail Walker Swim School in Highfields, Power FM, Royce Music and Computer Troubleshooters. If you're in business and are interested in advertising on Power TV or Power FM, you can contact us by phoning or emailing. The contact details are on the screen. This has been a Power TV Australia production in conjunction with Power FM. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and remember to download the Power TV Australia app from the Google Play Store. Thank you for your company for another edition of the TRL Footy Show. I'm Robbo. See you next week.